Welcome to the iconic Pocono Raceway. The Boner Cup Series comes to a track that's become a staple of racing in the Northeast region of the United States. It is known as the Tricky Triangle for its famous three corners, offering a layout much different from anything else on the calendar. As well, this is the second part of a Pennsylvania doubleheader, so to speak, as we were last week about 50 minutes away in Nazareth, and that means the battle of Wawa and Sheets will continue this week.
And we talk about last week's race at Nazareth. It's pretty hard to find a track that's more unique, but here we are. 3 turns spanning 2.5 miles. Turn 1 based on Trenton Speedway. Turn 2, the tunnel turn, based on Indianapolis. And turn 3 is based on the Milwaukee Mile. It's a real kit bash of different turns here. All that drivers would know besides Trenton, but they all combine to make a hell of a racing surface, and it's going to be an exciting race to watch today.
Well, one of the ways Pocono provides some exciting racing is that you truly never know what's going to happen, be it through strategy or just really good racing. We've seen multiple races at Pocono Raceway come down to fuel mileage of something similar. So, can this be one of those races?
After Daniel Hemrick's controversial actions against Ty Dillon last week, he has been suspended for one race, and in his stead is Christian Eckes. Christian Eckes famously drove for Colleague in the, at the time, Xfinity Series, and is here at a convenient racetrack. It is only an hour and a half from Middletown, New York, his hometown, so you could consider Pocono a hometown race for Eckes. He is qualified on the front row.
The battle between Wawa and Sheets rolls on to race 2. Now, last week, Johnny Sauter managed to outlast all of the Wawa cars and, of course, his Sheets teammates, making them get the win at Nazareth. But he has a tall mountain to climb. In today's race, he starts 42nd alongside another Sheets car, Landon Castle, which we'll get to later. But it's going to be a tall mountain to climb, but considering he did it last week, maybe there's a chance that Sheets takes the sweep.
Well, Marcus Ambrose has already climbed the mountain, and now he is coasting downhill after grabbing the win at Nazareth. Now, could it be the first driver to win back-to-back races since Elliott Sadler? Well, it is possible, as we've seen Marcus Ambrose do pretty good on fuel mileage this season, and he's also driving a Toyota, which famously also has pretty good fuel mileage. So maybe the cards are stacked towards them.
We're going to send it up to the iconic Blue Chew Droner to get a look through the field. The front row begins with the Colleague duo of AJ Allmendinger, who is leading the charge for Wawa, and Christian Eckes in his first start of the season. In third and fourth, it is Austin Dillon in the WeatherTech car, and last week's winner, Marcus Ambrose, trying to get the Pennsylvania sweep. Next, it is our beautiful CW sports car of Matt DiBenedetto and also Harrison Burton. Then the second Wawa car in the field is Regan Smith, and to his outside, a gas station not participating in the Pennsylvania duel, the Love's Travel Stops car of Michael McDowell. And rounding out the top 10 is Ty Dillon in the Viking Valhalla machine, and to his outside is David Stremme in the Clover car.
Alright, behind that we got my favorite driver, Brandon Jones, replacing Ty Gibbs, X2 Scott Speed. And next up, it is my other favorite driver, Justin Haley, next to Casey Atwood, telling you that Ram is coming back to NASCAR. Alright, next up, Sam Hornish Jr. repping the Menards colors, next to Noah Gregson, who's gonna try to baconate this weekend. And then next up, Reed Sorensen in the Advent Health colors, next to Eric Jones driving a Toyota. And following that up, it's Casey Mears in the Raptor colors, next to Shane Van Gisbergen.
On the inside of row 11, a winner already this season is Trevor Bayne in the number 6. To his outside, he's solidly in the playoffs, but not with a win, Daniel Suarez. Carsten Hocevar for Spire Motorsports starts in 23rd, and to his outside is Danica Patrick in the number 10. It's a row of front row. 25th is John Hunter Nemechek in that Pie Embarker number 36, and to his outside is Cole Witt in the number 35. And another team lockout, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. for RFK Racing and David Reagan, his teammate. Rounding out your top 30. Without a sponsor this week, Josh Wise in the 98 and points leader Elliott Sadler in the 19.
Next up is Eric Amarola and another Wawa car, Ryan Priest with the Wildwood Wawa car. Then it is JJ Yaley for Rickware Racing, and to his outside, Travis Kafapel and as one of the Sheets Freaks. Then it's one of my favorites, Garrett Smithley, to his outside, Todd Gillen. Then a row contested by Wawa and Sheets, my favorite driver, Josh Balicki, and to his outside, the Sheets Freak, Scott Wimmer. Then a couple drivers a bit more surprising towards the back, it is Brian Vickers and Justin Allgaier.
Alright, and then next up we have two Sheets Freaks that we talked about. Landon Castle next to Johnny Sauter. And rounding up the grid, Troy LaJoy. Now, let's send over to the command. And here to go to command to start engines at Pocono Raceway, it's former U.S. President, Mr. Frog.
Hello, drivers, start your engines. Fuck you.
Now, well, that's another really good command from the Boner Cup Series people. It's not going to be a short run to the start-finish line, as this start-finish straight is, like, really long.
The main thing we're going to be looking for, there's always calamity in turn 1, outside of turn 1. It's going to be very tense on this restart. As soon as these guys hit the line, we could be seeing 4 or 5 wide.
Now, we're green. Let's go look at the back, and there they go already.
You can see Brandon Jones, I think that's a Nemechek way further back. Ulmendinger and Eckes holding strong.
Dive down turn 1, and AJ Allmendinger is going to be pretty good here.
A good amount of distance given by everyone. Doesn't look like anyone has had contact yet. Eckes actually getting a good run down the back stretch.
Yeah, I think he's going to try to send it, but he's not going to get there.
Well, Eckes is in an interesting situation, really. Being a backup driver, he's not really racing for anything but a good result for his teammate. Not much he can do in the way of playoffs for Hemrick.
Yeah,
Ambrose is going to get past him.
I think it's worth noting that that 31 car is below the top 35 in owners points, so if Christian Eckes could win this race, that'd be huge.
Well, he's already slowing down. We're seeing nearly 5 wide. McDowell.
Oh, and there goes Harrison.
And there they go.
And Eckes involved, as is Remy.
Smith,
that's going to take out a lot of the back.
That's half the field. The yellow is out, if you couldn't tell.
I don't know why these drivers decided. I don't know why these drivers decided to send the rookie 4 wide. That is baffling.
Well, Christian Eckes is not really he's inexperienced, but he's done really good in a truck series. But I think that's going to come to an end here.
Yeah, well, AJ Ulmendinger is going to bring it back into the line, but we are going to have to bring it to a replay and see what just happened.
All right, we're aboard the beautiful CW sports car. And yeah, David Scrubby just kind of pushes the 31 down. And, you know, they were 4 wide, so already not very much space. And yeah, David Scrubby.
And here's a, I guess, sky camera. As we see Harrison Burgess gets turned 4 wide. Comes back up the track. And then here's the rest of the field. Nothing they can really do to avoid that.
No, you saw Regan Smith head on, and it's just a pile-up.
That will put an end to the day of Harrison Burns and Regan Smith. Go to a commercial.
We're back here at Pocono Raceway for the Mavis Tires and Brakes 400. An early caution to start this race. There's been a few cars that have wrecked and have retired from the race, but leading the pack, Eric Almirola. I was going to talk about this a bit later, but the inaugural race at Pocono won by the 43, driven by Richard Petty. Obviously, a lot of laps to go, but Almirola looking to follow in his team owner's footsteps, and to the outside of him, the pole sitter for this race, AJ Allmendinger. So we're coming out of turn 3 now, ready to go green, and we're going to hope for a less chaotic start this time around.
We go green, and there goes AJ Allmendinger.
Yeah, big jump by the 16.
Now, see if anyone goes 3-4 wide again. See Casey Mears.
Miz
I think that's
poking
Ellie
out.
Sadler. But you're pretty, I guess, calm through turn 1. Probably like 5 words, but
It looked like there was a car already towards the back of the draft, but we're looking at 3 cars here
it's Justin Haley.
for the lead.
Yeah, it's 2
Ambrose.
legacy cars. Once again, I feel like they've been up front every race, but just haven't been able to win until Nazareth.
Yeah, Almirola is still winless, I believe. Ambrose getting it done. Probably the more surprising of the 2 to win a race.
Well, not the most surprising legacy car to win a race, period. It could be Noah Gregson.
That is always true. Looking like 3 wide further back with Atwood and maybe Trevor Bain.
Yeah, see
As
Shane Van
more towards
Gisbergen
the
as
front,
well,
it's a bit of a
Noah
train.
Gregson.
Gregson known to be a bit daring. Look at how tightly knit these cars are.
Yeah, but SVG Powell's around the outside of him. He's going to get that move done.
And looks towards the lead. It looked like there was a move being done. I think it was Ambrose on the inside.
Yeah,
He is
here
actually
comes Matt Benedetto.
challenged by that 32, who's normally not near the front, not the most competitive of cars, but he's just made 3rd, and he's going to go for 2nd on Almirola now.
Oh, but Almirola's going to close the door on him. I don't blame him. Justin Dillon making his way through the top 5. That's his brother, Ty Dillon.
Yeah, Dillon didn't have the worst starting spot. Got through that first wreck. So holding steady.
Apparently 4 cars out of the race due to that accident. But the hometown hero, Christian Eckes, as well as Brendan Jones, Harrison Burton, Regan Smith, and Daniel Suarez. I don't think he's out, but he is 4 laps down.
Brandon Jones having the worst of luck. His engine blew up at Nazareth. So
And
2
both
races in a row he
times,
couldn't finish.
He had a really good starting position and then just had nothing to show for it.
Well, AJ Allmendinger is showing his strength here at Pocono. Never a winner here in any series that he's raced in.
And representing Wawa.
Yeah, this is a big race for them. I mean, none of the cars were really towards the front last week in Nazareth, to the point where Sheets got the win.
Well, despite that, I think AJ led like 10 laps at Nazareth, so definitely showed some muscle still, and here's the muscle again.
Almirola not backed off. See wheel to wheel. Ambrose, Ty Dillon.
Yeah, and past his brother as well. Here's Eric Jones.
Jones had a very up and down season. I believe he's out of the playoff contention at the minute.
Yeah,
he's going to
but
go 3 wide now, though.
He is a Gibbs car, so I wouldn't expect that to last long.
Ambrose put in a tough position, but it actually looks like Dillon is losing ground on the exit.
How is on the outside?
Yeah, I think he might have got helped out by Carson Hocevar there. He's also
Carson
jumped up into this
Hocevar.
fight.
Also someone that has had a pretty mediocre season.
Pretty wide through the tunnel turn. That was Priest, Ambrose, and Jones, I believe.
Yeah, Priest has damage in that car, but he's still up to speed.
I suppose damage is maybe a factor here. You want to try and get as much speed out of these cars as you can, and unintentional, but a bit of bodywork missing could help you out there.
Yeah, maybe a buckled hood or something of the sort. Here's Michael McDowell around Marcus Ambrose, but I think he's going to have the preferred line on the outside.
Yeah, surprising to see Ambrose dropping down the field. This is a battle for, I believe, 10th at the minute.
Yeah, Josh
If
Balicki in
McDowell can
11
get
for
by.
Wawa.
Yeah, the Sheets Freaks, nowhere to be seen, really.
Behind that, Shane Van Gisbergen in that 88 car, also with damage, but he's up here.
Also down to pit stops. I'm not sure who had to go in as we skipped the pit stops under the yellow flag. So maybe altering strategies. You said in the pre-race about strategy, the importance of it, but right now, cars packed up
Very
close together.
Sam
Castle nearly in
Horner
the
Jr.
wall.
Yep, Sam Horner Jr. actually gonna move Trevor Bayne out of the way, but I don't think that's gonna work for him. Indeed, it does
No.
not.
Bain gets an amazing exit. Hornish now going to get passed by Castle, by Yaley, and possibly by Allgaier through turn 2.
Here's Justin Haley. I think he's the last car on the track right now, so not a good run for him.
Yeah, Allmending is staying strong. You can see that a big gap has been made between De Benedetto and the Dillon brothers, who are now fighting down the front stretch.
Yeah, I think that's Carson Hocevar and Austin Dillon side by side.
Yeah, Austin just trying to do whatever he can to get past Ty, but Ty is holding up really well so far. Priest making
really
up the
good
distance
showing
for these
from that Jermaine
drivers.
13. Here's Brian Priest. And I don't know if he was already ahead of Eric Jones, but he is now. So
Believe he was. I think Eric Jones has actually catched up. He's going to drive in deep through the tunnel turn, but
Brian
no
Priest on the
position made.
outside. Now here's Josh Balicki. I think he is currently running in the 10th position.
He's past McDowell, so I would say that's 10th.
Yeah, he's representing Wawa very nicely.
And he's representing Rick Ware. Obviously not the best of teams in the field. They've not been able to do a whole ton, although they've had good runs from the likes of Garrett Smithley.
Yeah, Garrett Smithley has kind of been the star driver at Rick Ware. He obviously picked up a win last season at Darlington.
And he's carved out a nice gap with cars ahead and behind him. McDowell under pressure from his front row teammates, so not really able to make up the space.
Yeah, obviously points penalty for McDowell, but he's kind of just toughing it out, driving the best he can.
Yeah, not a whole lot he can do. The team didn't decide to appeal it. Almirola getting closer and closer to the 16 of AJ Allmendinger. In this battle for the lead, it's been heating up.
So, I don't know if it's too early to talk pit strategy, but we are almost halfway, so if I recall correctly, you can make it on 2 pit stops here, so I wonder how that pit stop caution, how it affects things here.
I think it would only offset things by maybe 2 or 3 laps. If I was Almirola, I would be pitting the lap after AJ pits, because Almirola is keeping to that 16. I don't think there's going to be a huge loss of time if he stays out. So possibly an overcut would work here.
Yeah, we have seen Pocono races come down to strategy, and one of the guys best at it is Danny Hamlin. That's 7 Pocono Rocks.
Yeah, Denny not in the field today, but obviously Gibbs cars are here. They're just not battling for the lead.
But who is battling for the lead are AJ Allmendinger and Eric Almirola.
Yep, 2 A's
It's-
on the field, and Ismanto Benedetto in 3rd as well.
And De Benedetto could benefit from these two pitting. The way I'm looking at it, with the 16 and the 43, is that it's just going to be a big game of chicken. They're just going to keep going until they can't. So, I mean, who knows when they'll pit. But De Benedetto he's sitting back at the minute. He's got a nice gap. He will have time to figure it out and make the best move for the team.
Yeah, both these cars are pretty solidly in the playoffs, so they don't want to do anything too risky. So see what they do.
Well, you can be in on points, but you still want the comfort of being locked in through a win.
3 Chevys here is Ryan Brace is actually slowly making his way forward, almost in the top 5 already.
Yeah, that Hayek 47. Can't really remember the last time they had a good day. Nazareth wasn't too bad for them. So just an upward climb for this 47 team. They've got Carson Osavar right in front of them, moving all over the track.
Like he usually does. So as Ty Dillon doing pretty well for Jermaine.
It's down the back stretch. They're all single file.
We'll see if any of them go for a move here. It's maybe not, but Brian
Yeah, I think
Priest.
Ty Dillon did a good job of blocking that bottom lane. You can't really go for a dive on the outside.
Yeah,
and
but
it's
you
set up.
can in turn number 3.
Yeah, set up Priest to go wheel to wheel with the 77 and get through.
So he's into the top 5.
And it looks like Matt DiBenedetto has gained time on the two leaders.
I saw a car in the pits, actually. That's Garrett Smithley. But he doesn't look like he's taking tires or anything.
Yeah, Smithley possibly the first to bite on fuel.
Well, I don't know. Doesn't even look like they're servicing that car at all.
No movement there.
But let's get back to the lead. It's AJ Allmendinger still.
Yeah, DiBenedetto didn't look like he made up as much time as I thought he did.
Maybe he gained on Eric Almirola, but not really AJ.
Ty Dillon behind them, defending from Priest. You got Shane Van Gisbergen wheel to wheel with McDowell. Eric Jones jumping way to the inside on Marcus Ambrose. And David Reagan trying to get in there as well. Josh Balecki there as well.
Yeah, Balecki's doing pretty good here.
He is
Reagan.
carrying the Wawa banner today.
Reagan behind them looked like he just got cut off. He's still going to fight with Eric Jones for 10th place.
He's gonna go through.
In general, Wawa doing very good. They're leading the race too.
Yeah, is Eric Almirola actually
And
goes
Almirola
low, and he is pitting.
He's going to be the first of the leaders to do so. Question will be, when will AJ Allmendinger come into the pits?
Well, AJ can go further than he can, as he pitted earlier.
You see Smithley in the pits, he's not moved, so I would imagine extensive repairs or a retirement
Maybe something mechanical with that car, but AJ still leads.
And Matt DiBenedetto's still behind him.
Yep.
And Dylan coming in for a dive through turn 2. Can't get it done though.
Might open the door for Carson Hocevar.
Yeah, Hocevar's going to look for a risky move. Into turn 3, gets blocked off, has to back out of it. Very smart driving from these guys here.
When have you ever seen Carson Hocevar be smart?
Well, I think it's more down to Ty Dillon, really. Blocking that lane, giving no room for Hocevar to move.
Here's David Reagan and Marcus Ambrose again. I think Ambrose is going to have the preferred line.
Well, Reagan's going to get close at least. Might wash up a little bit here. He's actually... No, he's kept his lane, but he's not kept the speed.
Shane Van Gisbergen made his way into the top 10 for the first time in a while.
And this is a track that's really useful for someone like Shane Van Gisbergen. And we said in the pre-race, these corners being based off of 3 different tracks. The corner variety is going to be so important for both here and moving into similar tracks. Just to nail them down, know what you're doing.
Yeah, while SVG hasn't raced Trenton before, we saw him race 2 similar tracks to turns 1 and or turns 2 and 3 rather.
Well, SVG would be a lucky man to race Trenton Speedway. I think it's a river now.
I think it's like an apartment complex or something.
Well, maybe he lives there. I don't know.
Anything can happen in the Boner Cubs series.
Yeah, just like we could see Josh Bilicki make a move on Marcus Ambrose.
I think he is. SVG is here as well. A lot of pressure.
Just ripping top. And,
yeah, you got 3 great supercars drivers battling here. As
actually,
Josh Bilicki's in the pit.
Yeah, here's a few cars. AJ Allmendinger. See a few cars in the back as well.
Yes, so I guess it's going to be important to look at where Eric Almirola is on track. See if AJ will beat him out the pits.
But current leader, Matt DiBenedetto.
Yeah, CW.
And Carson Hocevar.
Can't imagine it's...
And, yeah.
Can't imagine it's the first time DiBenedetto's led laps this season. He's not been the worst.
Yeah, because he's been the best.
But regardless, here's Marcus Ambrose and Shane Van Gisbergen.
Yeah, 2 drivers from down under. A lot of history in supercars, and even in NASCAR now, between these 2.
But Ambrose is going to dip from that. So Shane Van Gisbergen stays out. As Carson Hocevar will now lead the field.
And Hocevar really needs a good day. Most of what we've seen from him has been well, spending money with repairs to his car and to other cars in the field.
But go back a little bit since there's no fight for the lead. See Eric Almirola?
Yeah, there's Almirola. I think
AJ's in the back. There he is.
So I guess Almirola is technically ahead of Allmendinger for position.
And way ahead.
Yeah, it's going to be about a straightaway between them.
Almost a whole straightaway, yeah.
So the gamble has worked. The undercut
and actually,
for
here's
Almirola.
Matt DiBenedetto as well.
Yeah, he's looking slower compared to Allmendinger. Allmendinger's going to breeze by on the outside.
Just getting
There
up
we
to
go,
speed
he's
on full
clear.
tires, but actually kind of concerning how big this gap is.
Well, I mean, Almirola and his crew chief doing a very good job here, so it would seem. It's going to be whether or not he can run it to the end.
Pit, and Noah Gregson as well. So that would be the lead for Eric Almirola.
Good job by that legacy team. He's going
I
to
do
coast
wonder,
through turn 2.
since we are past halfway, and Carson Osavar and Shane Van Gisbergen just left the pits, I wonder if either of them could think about maybe stretching it to the end, or at least stretch it until a caution falls.
I feel like it would have to be a lot of fuel saving towards the end, but it's entirely plausible. Don't know who pit under the yellow flag at the start of this race, so maybe they were the benefiters of that.
Yeah, I know Eric Almirola didn't. Pretty sure AJ Allmendinger pit. So did Matt Benedetto. So I'd have to assume that those two have pit as well.
We're getting close there, wheel to wheel, between Hocevar and Ty Dillon. Josh Balicki watching
well,
on.
Yeah. Maybe he can catch Carson Hocevar.
And you can see, if you look at the ticker on the top left, 8 seconds between
Almost
the
9.
43 and the 16. Gonna have to see what that becomes once they both cross the line. As Reagan gonna dive to the inside. Ambrose doesn't have time to block, although he will drive deep into that turn.
Still gonna get a good
and
run.
still comes out ahead.
There
you go, 9.53. He's lost half a second in that one lap. Matt DiBenedetto could get past him.
Yep, and Ryan Priest, top 5 as well. Ty Dillon, Carson Hocevar.
And that is another Wawa car in the top 10.
And that's 2 of them.
There's 3.
There is 3. Shane Van Gisbergen not quite in the top 10, but he's currently running in 12th. And, Noah Gregson with a good run, I guess.
I guess so.
Good for him, I would say. There's Scott Wimmer, also a good points day for him.
But I think he's going to lose out to John Hunter and Nemechek.
Yeah, Nemechek managing to hold that line through the middle and will get past.
Yeah, but now he's maybe looking to make a move on Ricky Stenhouse.
Stenhouse, I don't recall seeing him in that Fastenal car that often, but it's very stylish number 17 on the track.
Very typical as well.
As Sorensen on the rear of John Hunter Nemechek there, but I doubt he's going to do anything. Here's Casey Atwood also following Scott's speed. We've got a bit of a follow the leader situation here.
Yeah,
except for Reed Sorensen. He's jumped out. Is he going to make it to the quarter panel of Nemechek? Nope.
Even if it did, the outside just got such a good run through turn number 3. You just can't do anything about it.
Yes, Scott Wimmer is going deep to the inside on this front stretch. He's going to lose out on draft, which you can see Speed trying to get from Sorensen. But I guess it didn't matter because he's through.
Yep, that RCR Alliance, and he's just going to use that power to go by him.
There may be some dirty air effects happening here.
Johnny Sauter, Casey Mears, a few other cars also with some damage. Brian Vickers.
Vickers having an off day.
Well, I guess it
Josh
doesn't really
Wise.
matter because he's in the playoffs, or the chase rather.
Yeah, those races winding down, less and less chances to get through, and I think Landon Castle is about to be lapped.
It's not what you want to see for Nash Sheet to gaming car.
The gamers
we
are
know
not happy this week.
there's a lot of gamers in Pocono. They'll be upset about this.
Also, a lot of Rick Ware drivers. There's 4 of them.
Yeah, Rick Ware has the money to run this, and I
Not much
suppose
else.
he'll take what he gets out of these drivers.
Here's
His Allmendinger under pressure from DiBenedetto and Ryan Preece.
Rats at the top 5. And Ty Dillon way back here.
Yeah, he's got Trevor Bain, who wasn't really in this pack beforehand.
Michael McDowell going all the way low. I'd go 3 wide here.
So does Josh Bilicki.
I think that will give the spot to David Regan and Marcus Ambrose. Or at least one of them.
Going to be Ambrose, at least through this corner. On exit, Regan will follow through. And then lose out.
Yeah.
3 wide now.
Josh Bilicki losing out spots to pretty much everyone. I gain 1 on David Regan, though.
Well, I think regardless of position, Bilicki can hang his hat on this race. It's been a good day for him. Here's Matt DiBenedetto in the number 32, challenging Allmendinger through turn 1. Allmendinger, I don't think he's clear now.
He's in the wall, actually, but he's going to keep that momentum going.
For how long, though, will be the question, because Preece is looking like he's going to get past DiBenedetto.
He might get past AJ as well. Oh, he's going to block that.
Yeah,
now,
Ryan Preece still giving him...
All this is doing is helping Eric Amarola here.
Yeah, the gap, that's about 3/10 lost that lap. Almirola is cruising away with this one. Not even passing Landon Castle. He's just going to stay where he is if he can help it.
But also, he is the car that pitted the earliest, so he might have to put more fuel in. Could be that strategy we were talking about.
The tunnel turn has been very hard to pass in on the inside. You just can't get anything done there, even if you have a speed advantage like Almirola did there.
But,
I think it's a very elbows out corner.
Yeah, you kind of just have to send it, just like, you know, Indianapolis. So, see,
big move from
Benedetto. He's going to go side by side with AJ. But I don't think he's going to get this spot.
I think it's possible, to be honest. Benedetto having a career day, really. He's going to get passed through the turn. And
actually, no, they're evening out, and they're going to be side by side still.
If they keep doing that, I can see DiBenedetto putting Allmendinger on the wall. That seems to be a pretty favourite move of the drivers here at Pocono.
Especially
again, this tunnel turn, the outside line is just so much
really
better.
Close to the wall, AJ, but he keeps it out. Here comes Ryan Preece.
Preece re-entering this fight. And now we have a lapped car in the conversation. Corey LaJoy could change things up.
Not really a affiliate of any of these cars, but I still think you would rather the Benedetto win this.
Yeah, if we're talking manufacturers, it would be Matt, although he is now the big loser of this pack.
He will go by Corey LaJoy here. Eric Amarola entering pretty low into the corner, but he is not pinning. I thought he was.
And I'm looking at the ticker again. He has lost some time. It's only about... Actually, no, it's about a second and a half to Allmendinger, so that pack of cars from second to fourth will be very close.
He's
to
had a really hard
Amarola.
time with. He's had a really hard time with Castle there, surprisingly.
He has.
That's some
Yeah,
more
give it a couple laps.
manufacturer things at play.
I would think out of these two drivers, if it's strictly Chevy making the decisions, they might want Preece ahead because Preece is much lower down in the standings. I would have trust in Allmendinger that he can get into the chase
Oh,
without many issues.
doesn't affect him at all.
But here's someone that might
Very-
get affected.
Very durable are these cars.
Sonosavar planting himself in front of Josh Balicki, but not for much longer. And here's Marcus Ambrose
Oh,
and David
boy.
Reagan. We're
This
gonna
looks
go
like
4 wide.
this is 4 wide.
Now,
Good.
Bane
now,
is
now
is
it's 3.
Bane trying to make it 5.
Oh, yeah, we settle back to 3. Thought better of it.
Yeah, very high risk territory there. But they all keep it. I think as these laps start to wind down, we might not get that lucky.
Osavar gonna try to make a move on Josh Balicki, but it's not gonna work here.
Ambrose to the side of Carson Hocevar, but maybe
gonna ride
won't
that
make the
top.
move. Balicki's there though. Balicki is looking like he wants to block.
Doesn't even
Ambrose
need
will
to.
still get past.
Here's more 4 wide, I think. Here's Shane Van Gisbergen. Think better of it and go back to 3.
Well, that's teammates on the middle
Sure, Bane
and
on
the top
inside.
lane. Bane and Reagan keeping close together.
Back up front.
These three all within 10 seconds of Almirola now.
They actually have
Yeah.
gained somewhat, which is interesting.
About 1.5 seconds from when we last looked at the ticker, which was only a lap or two ago. I think they will, by the end of this race, barely get to the rear of Almirola if he doesn't speed up.
But like we
Maybe.
said, is there a chance that Eric Amarola has to pit, and maybe does these guys not have to?
Yeah, I feel like Almirola will be trying to save fuel at this point in time. It might be a very, very small window that he can get into.
Staying out one more lap.
And he's put time on the 16. About 2/10 of it.
And here's some more
So-
shenanigans with the battle for 5th.
Yeah, all these cars close together. There's just not a lot to say at the minute.
It's kind of just waiting to see who pits, which here's Eric Almirola.
And he does have to pit. Maybe giving it one more push lap just to try and get added distance on, but here is Allmendinger, Priest, Benedetto. They will get past, but if Almirola's pitting now, you would have to think they have to pit too.
Which, we'll go back to whoever pitted the latest, which at the current time would be Carson Hocevar.
What a huge play this would be if Carson Hocevar gets the win here today. He's been outside of everything, really, not someone that's been talked about unless he's been involved in accidents.
Yeah, unlike his teammate Justin Haley, which has been kind of the star of Spire Motorsports.
Although I haven't seen Haley today.
Well, he was in the wreck, so.
Just stay out another lap.
Yeah, Allmendinger will move to the inside of David Stremme, who is a lapped car.
And Matt
Priest and
move on
Benedetto.
the inside of Priest.
I was going to say they're not there yet, but Benedetto is still seeing it as an opportunity to pass.
Allmendinger is able to put a car between him and Priest and Benedetto.
That
David Sherman
could
will move
work
on
out.
by.
Yeah, Priest goes right by. Stremme probably has a slight bit of damage at least. He was the causation of the big wreck at the beginning of the race, so.
Yeah, so, I guess what can you do? You could say that's chase implications, but we are kind of far away from that, so.
Yeah, it's just going to be waiting to see which one of these cars makes the move, as we were with the very first pit stop. As De Benedetto is going to get past that number
Here's
40
another
now.
car pitting, that's Josh Valecki. He did pit at roughly the same time as the rest of them, so,
Yeah, I don't think that's the worst move to make. The undercut worked for the lead, so maybe seeing that some extra spots can be made.
yeah, I think that's Rick Ware throwing in the towel and saying, yep, we cannot make it, so.
It's a small team. You don't expect them to have the greatest.
Allegedly a small team. But
yeah.
Nothing small about 4 cars.
Well, their performances.
yeah, but here's
the
rest of them. There's AJ, there's Ryan Priest, Matt Benedetto stays out another lap.
Is that Johnny Sauter there as well? Is he a lap down?
Well, he was.
Yeah, see Travis Plopple and Johnny Sauter, 2 cars involved in that.
Our egg's been right in front of the leader.
Yeah, that's Brian Vickers merging at a bad time.
Yeah, not much he can do, I guess, but that doesn't help Matt Benedetto.
Not at all.
We're looking at 3 to go next time by. Actually, no, sorry, 2 to go next time by.
Behind Matt Benedetto, here's David Reagan, Carson Hocevar, Marcus Ambrose, Shane Van Gisbergen, and Michael McDowell, as well as Noah Gregson.
This is a very interesting play by De Benedetto if he can't make it home.
Which he cannot.
No, he's pitting.
He and David Reagan are
Hocevar
pitting. Hocevar and SVD side by side.
Hocevar is going to be running this to the end, I imagine. He cannot want to pit.
Well, Shane Van Gisbergen also has won a race before, so I assume he would do the same.
Yeah, he could risk it.
Yep, and so can Noah Gregson. He's, yeah. But actually, here's Shane Van Gisbergen is gonna get the move done before the tunnel turn.
Yep, SVG
Could
sees
it
his
be?
spot and
Could it be
makes
a
the
race-winning move?
Well, there's always a chance, but I don't think Kosovar will let this go way easily.
He's real close to the rear. I'm not sure if he's going to go.
SVG.
So
But
what does
Neither are
SVG
bidding.
do?
Yeah,
Yeah, no, they both stay out.
That they're committing to this as white flag for Shane Van Gisbergen. Could it be a second win of the season? And could it be the second multi-time winner, period?
I don't think Hocevar can get it. Hocevar will have to do the most dangerous of dives through the tunnel turn, which could end up in both of them being wrecked.
Yeah,
Or
he
if
is
hope
really
SVT
far
runs
away
out.
now. No, Gregson in third as well.
The worst has come.
Through the tunnel turn, there's still a really good gap between him and Carson Hocevar unless he does something really crazy, which he won't.
No, he's not got the gap.
SVT
He's just gonna have
through
to
the
sit
final
there and watch.
corner. Oh, there's a car blowing up ahead.
Eric Jones.
Doesn't matter.
He wanted to be in the picture, and Shane Van Gisbergen get his second win of the season.
How about that? Who would have thought?
And now Gregson finishes third, and see a battle for fourth. Here's Eric Amarola. Not really a battle, but Ryan Priest will get a top 5 here over Matt Benedetto, AJ Allmendinger, and then here is Marcus Ambrose, Trevor Bain, and Ty Dillon to round out the top 10.
Yeah, a lot of good points days for some of the lower down teams.
A good points day for Josh Bolecki.
Amazing.
That's 3 Wawas in the top 10, so
Wawa
they
has
win
won
this
the
one.
war then.
yeah.
We
First-
love Josh Bolecki.
First Sheets car is Scott Wimmer. But Shane Van Gisbergen's gonna try to burn it down, but does he even have enough field to do that?
Ooh. Call Logano. Hey, Joey, you can save money if you fill up at Shell if you use Advanced Auto Parts Speed Perks.
Dude, I'm way ahead of you.
You saved at the pump?
Yeah, I saved at the pump.
The pump?
The pump.
You saved at the pump!
Now you can save at the pump when you shop at Advance Auto Parts. Learn more at advanceautoparts.com/gas rewards.
Now, it's my turn.
Shane Van Gisbergen joins Elliott Sadler as the second driver to reach 2 wins. Sadler leads the points over SVT. And then David Reagan, Brian Vickers, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Marcus Ambrose, Trevor Bain, and Justin Haley all have 1 win each and make up the top 8 in the point standings.
And then next up, it's the people without a win. It's Eric Amarola leading the charge over Daniel Suarez. Had a terrible day today. And AJ Allmendinger had a fantastic day and then didn't show anything for it, which kind of sucks. Then Eric Jones.
And moving to the drivers that are just in and just out of the playoffs, John Hunter Nemechek in 13th. Behind him, Harrison Burton and Ty Dillon, and Reed Sorensen, the last driver inside the bubble, but outside looking in is Austin Dillon, Casey Atwood, Travis Quappel, and David Stremme. A lot of movement to be made by those drivers. They're going to have to hope for some good results as these races wind down.
And just behind David Stremme, actually, it's Michael McDowell after that points penalty. He's only trying to win his way back into the chase, but he could also just win a bit easier. But that will do it for this weekend at Pocono. And next time out, it will be the longest race of the season at the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Yeah, we're going to be racing into the night there at Charlotte.
Yep, that's first nice race in a while. We really don't do a lot of them. Yep. But thank you for watching tonight's coverage, and hopefully we see you there at Charlotte, and maybe grab some popcorn, because you're going to need it. For now, goodbye.